How did the ducks know? Praise the Almighty. Greetings and trust you are well. I have not updated the channel for a few weeks now. I am intending on making a video every 2 or 3 weeks covering world events based on the Timeline Dream Vision. The Timeline Dream Vision from a few months back told me that the dream visions will be fulfilled by December 2022 going into January 2023. Now I cannot believe that. It's not that I cannot believe it, it's simply a case of my mind not being able to grasp what that means. So I have decided to from this month, later in the month, to create videos based on world events. Up until this moment, I have only made videos around the dream visions and also where I discuss the seers, Zena van Rensburg's visions. Due to the Timeline Dream and December 2022 being only 1 year away, I will now be tracking world events, important world events which begin to unfold. As you know, the first dream vision on the channel is the foundation for the channel. Without the first dream vision, this channel would not exist, and I explained in the first dream vision how that dream vision came about. I described how the laws would be shot out, that the ducks would fly out, and then how the laws would be scrapped and the end result of that. I saw a scroll before me written in a heavenly language with gold writing, and I knew in the spirit it was a vision of the seers regarding the attack I saw. When I saw the nuclear strike, after I had the dream vision, I still did not understand who or what the ducks represented in the dream vision. A week or so later, the insight came to me to look at the seer's words to see what he says about ducks. So I searched for the meaning of the ducks and found that the ducks represent the Afrikaners, the whites, the Boers of South Africa. With that understanding, I knew the ducks that flew out of the tree before the shots were fired were the Afrikaners, Boers of South Africa. Then I had the dream vision of the chains coming undone and the century of bondage would end in 8 months' time. This dream vision, I was given instructions to tell the nation that their chains, their century of bondage will come undone in 8 months' time. 8 months from the day of the dream took us to March 2020. In February of 2020 I told those of you who watch the channel and the videos that some event was about to take place in March 2020 that would see our chains come undone. March 2020 rolled in, and the rest, as they say, is history. We know what the event was that unchained us. There is just one problem I have had with the first dream vision. I have had this issue or problem with the dream, I have grappled with it for now close to 3 years. Next year it is 3 years since having the first dream vision. Last week I prayed very hard for the interpretation of it. The problem I had with the first dream vision. All the birds which are all the nations went along with the New World Order, during the darkness, but before the first shot was fired which would end the laws, the ducks flew out. The ducks flew out before the first shot was fired. In other words, the Afrikaners, the Boers flew out before the first shots were fired. How is it that they knew to fly out before the first shots were fired? Remember, the first dream vision date given to the nation was on the 19th of March 2019. Then on the 18th of July 2019, I was told by the angel of the Almighty that the nation's chains were about to come undone. They would come undone in 8 months' time. And since then I have had numerous dream visions about events. I honestly did not know I would have this many dream visions nor put this many videos online. It was never my intention to make this many, nor did I have the faintest idea there would be this many, nor did I think I would be sitting here close to 3 years later making them. So despite having all these dream visions, the first one day after day all these years later has played on my mind. Why and how did the ducks know to fly from the nest before the very first shot was fired? How did they know? This is the question which has been on my mind ever since the dream. The whole of last week, I had been praying very hard. I just needed to know the answer, but to be honest, I thought perhaps I would never know. Nothing came to me, no answer, and so this past Saturday night was the last time I asked for the answer. I had given up thinking it is not for me to know, or that we may never know. That was Saturday the 4th of December 2021. Last night on Sunday, the 5th of December 2021, out of the blue someone left me a comment on the first videos on the channel. That is the first dream vision, and this person said to me that the Afrikaners Boers are the ducks. The ducks represent the white nation of South Africa. I agreed with him. My comment to him was that this is the case based on the seer's visions and symbols. He said that he believed that when it comes to implementing these vaccine passports that many will fly back home, and in my reply to him, I agreed with him. But again, in my reply I said to this person, there is still something which is bugging me. How did the ducks know to fly out before the time? How did they know to fly out before the first shots were fired? That was my reply. I then told my relative that this person left this comment, and I had been speaking to my relative about this very difficult understanding of this portion of the dream. I had been discussing with the relative for the past week, saying I just cannot figure out how the ducks knew to fly out before the first shot. I then told the relative about this comment someone left on YouTube, and that I replied saying that it is bugging me, like a splinter under my skin. A splinter I cannot get out, and that I wonder if I will ever get the answer as to how or why did the ducks fly out before the first shot was fired. About 1 hour later I came to my room. It was late at night and I watched before my eyes. It looked like a window in space, coming from heaven, hurling at me at a fast speed. While it was hurling coming down, it happened in the split of a split second that out in front of me at about a 180 degree from heaven, this window came flying towards me at super fast speed. So fast that I did not have time to grasp what was happening, and once it hit me, it was as if my entire head light up and the scene unfolded before my eyes, how the ducks flew out and knew. The insight was given, from heaven it came, and the prayer was answered. Praise the Almighty God of heaven and earth. Now I am going to ask you to think during this video. If the video goes quiet, the voice will return, but I honestly want you to think about this. For 10 seconds I will let the video play without sound or this voice for you to think about it before explaining it. This way the impact is far better than me simply explaining it. Think about it. If you have to pause the video, do so, but please, I ask you to think about it. How did the ducks know how to fly out of the next before the first shot was fired? How did they know to fly out? Pause the video, think about it. Really ponder this so I may share with you the insight.